everyone. Thanks for coming in tonight. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks, replay viewers, and hello, YouTube viewers. This will go up onto YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies when we're finished here tonight, and it will also live on Facebook on the Penguin and Fish page. You can search for Penguin and Fish, and it'll be there. So we are continuing on the Splendid Sampler Quilt Along. We are going to add a few more pieces to our paper piece project tonight, block 87. So I'm going to flip you around and we'll get started for the night. Hey guys, thanks so much for coming in. Hold on, my cords are all messed up here. There we go. How are you all doing? Hope all is well. Jeez, we're a little crooked. Okay, so we are working on block 87 of the Splendid Sampler Quilt Along. You can find out more info for the project at thesplendidsampler.com, and I did put a link into the description here on Facebook Live. And we got started yesterday. We got the first piece and the second piece on, but we did it for every single piece. So there are 8 different segments that we're dealing with, and we did all of the first and second pieces all at once. So instead of going through and finishing one whole thing, we are doing it all at once. I am going to do the third piece tonight, which will be the end of the B pieces. The B units will be done, and we're going to try and crank through all the rest of the A parts too. I'm not sure how we'll do, but we're going to give it a go. If you're new here, my name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. I'm the author of Sew and Stitch Embroidery and a fabric designer, and I'm here every night at 9:30 p.m. Central. So thanks so much for coming in tonight. I see y'all popping in. I'm going to flip you around, and we will get started. Okay, here we are tonight. Hey everyone, thanks for coming. Hi Susan, hey Renee. Alrighty, here is our color key. Here are all of our pieces that we've already done. We have a whole pile of A pieces and our B pieces. We have done the the 1 and 2 segments on everything here. Hey Joe, it's pretty cold here too in Minneapolis. It is, I think it was like, the wind chill was -8 today. And if you're from a place where you have winter, but you haven't had like a below 0 type temperature in your winter, you don't really know what cold is. You don't really know what this bone-breaking, like, dry air cold is until you've had this, like, -0 crazy townness. But holy cow, it'll suck the air right out of your lungs. It's pretty crazy. So, all right, here are all of our pieces. We are going to do the 3 pieces, so the A3 and the B3 pieces, which are mirrored images of each other. So they'll be put together kind of like this. So we are going to cut out all of these, and this is with this fabric. So we have our little fabric guide here, just so I can remember. We are doing both the B pieces and the A pieces with this really dark blue kind of, it's kind of got this little tie-dye thing going on, and there's no right side or wrong side. So that's going to make things a little difficult for me, the fact that it has no right side and wrong side, because these triangles aren't exactly the same, and since I'm doing them all at once, I think I'm going to get confused at which side is up and down really quickly. So instead of doing my blobs, where I cut out like these blobs around the triangles, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to just go by the instructions. I'm going to cut out 8 2-inch by 3-inch rectangles, and I'm going to just do this with rectangles. So instead of cutting a blob around this A3 shape, we're going for a piece that's as big as our A3 plus a generous seam allowance around it. Instead of that, I'm going to do just the rectangle as suggests. So the rectangle will be kind of like this. So no matter what I do, the rectangle will cover my triangle up. So I'll have more excess fabric this way, but I think for the sake of ease and speed, we're gonna do it that way. So I'm gonna cut 8 2-inch by 3-inch rectangles, and we should be ready to sew right away. That's what I'm hoping for. Let me double check. A3 and B3, 8 2-inch by 3-inch rectangles. Okay. So if we're going, so we do have a little bit of fabric for this. That's nice. I kind of chose fabric that I have a little, more than my other fabric. So let's see, if I need 8, and if I go by the 2-inch, I need 16 inches, and I don't have that this way. So if I go, maybe we can cross cut this way. What do I got over here? So 10 inches, that would give me 5. What if I do 3? I can do 3 3-inches. That would only give me 6. So I think I'm going to just cut this way twice, and we'll have a few extra pieces. So we're going to do every 2-inch. So I'm going to cut a 3-inch piece, 2 3-inch pieces, and then we'll cross cut it by 2 inches. I think that'll do the job for us. So let's find the rotary cutter. 8 2-inch by 3-inch pieces. So, all right. Get a good edge there. Ooh, we're kind of wasting a little fabric there. Oh well. I'm going to double check the measurement, what it says again. 2-inch by 3-inch. Okay. So let's get our ruler in here. Oh, we want this 3 inches, and then we'll cross cut the 2 inches out of it. I need another set of this, so it's going to use up quite a bit of our fabric. Maybe I can get a little bit more on the other side, so I'm just going to cut 1 out of this. So we'll get 5 from here, and then I need more for 3. Very hot here and raining on and off. Oh man. We had rain here, we would have the iciest iceness that ever existed, basically. So let's get our 5 out of here right away. I'm gonna double it up. Let's cut our nice straight edge. We'll just double it up. So wow, it's really hard to see the edge because it's so dark and it blends into each other, but I think we're good about right there. Yeah, I got both edges. Okay, so let's cut our, I think we can get 5 out of here. And we're paper piecing. I do not need to be this exact, but we're giving it a try. So that's 2. I mean, with paper piecing, you can just do your blobs, but like I said, we're trying the method where we, I'm going to leave that one as like that. It can be a little wider. We're just trying the method where, see, this is clearly big enough. A3. We're going to do it where we just the whole entire rectangle. So we are going to have a whole pile of extra. These blobs are seriously huge for this, but it's going to be okay. I'm going for speed instead. So let's see. We should have 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now we need 3 more, and I think I can get them from this side. So let's see. 2, 4, 6. Okay, good. So then I'm not wasting quite as much fabric. So let's get a good straight edge here. All right, and another 2 inches. Nope, 3 inches. We're going to cross cut at the 2 inches. we'll still have a good chunk of this dark fabric left, so that's good. All right, and I just need 3 out of here, I think. Yeah, for 8, and we're done with that dark blue fabric. The rest of it. You know, I'm not even. Yeah, you know what? I was gonna say I'm not even worried about this edge being straight, but I don't know. Let's do it anyway. Because again, these are blobs that we're going to be cutting off anyway. But might as well. So 2 inches across. We have gas here for our heating. We want to get one of those little gas fire inserts to heat our house a little bit better because it's kind of drafty, but I don't know if we'll be doing that quite yet. So, all right, here are our pieces. I'm just going to leave it. You know what? Let's trim that. We'll leave it like that. So we got our 8 pieces, so we're actually ready to get sewing right away here because we did these pieces big enough. We shouldn't have to test them really. So first of all, though, we do still have to do our postcard, and our postcard is what gives us our super nice seam allowance. So we're going to do the postcard and the add a quarter ruler bit. Oh, it's so small on the phone. That's a bummer. Alrighty. So we're gonna do our fold so that we're gonna ignore everything past A3, and we are going to cover up everything before. So we're gonna put it right on that line in between A3 and everything that came prior. Get all those guys out of the way, and we're gonna fold up along that line, and look at all our crazy blobs here. We're going to bop on the add a quarter ruler and trim that so we have our perfect seam allowance. You know what? I think I'm going to go through every single one and do that before we lace all our fabric. Man, we've had to have the heat pumping for sure, and we actually need a little, we need a extra little space heater in our bedroom just because it gets so cold, and the heat doesn't get upstairs very well. You know what, Susan? The Y seam scares me a little bit too, so we're gonna figure that out. So here's the Y seam. This A piece. What a Y seam is it's just not a straight piece. Usually with paper piecing goes just straight across, but this one has a little jog out of it, right? Like a letter Y. And so here's the B piece that has to connect with it. So I think the plan is we're going to pin it really well. We're going to sew right to that point and then pivot. We'll kind of see how it goes. I'm a little nervous about that too. I've never done that with paper piecing, and I've done it very little in general. So we'll see how it goes. It's going to be a new thing for me, for sure. You did the Y seam in 2 times. So what do you mean? Did you sew up to the point and then start again and sew the other like pull out of the machine and then do that second part of it, or you just did it in 2 tries? You're watching me first. Well, I'm hoping to get to that tomorrow. So I'm hoping we can speed through the rest of these tonight, although I'm not quite sure we'll make it all the way through, but we'll definitely get to that Y seam tomorrow. I'm determined to work on that. Oh, you know what? My mom, I think, is going to be here tomorrow too, so I hope I'm still going to do the scope. I'm not quite positive exactly, but my plan is to still do the scope, and if I do the scope, or this live stream, I'm used to saying scope from Periscope, but if I still do the Facebook Live, which I'm planning to, then I'll do the Y seams. Otherwise, we will probably pick that up on Saturday or something. Oh, and Saturday for our mini marathon, that might be a little later than usual as well, just because my parents will still be in town, but they're headed out on Saturday, so I think I might, my mini sewing marathon might be a little later. So this week after today, the live streams will be maybe a little off. Like different, just I might need to skip a few, or it might just be a little later, the Saturday one. So just keep your eye out this week. It's going to be a little funny, but we'll get back on schedule eventually here, and I might stay on schedule too. I haven't quite figured it all out yet. It depends what we end up doing with my parents here. So, all right, here we are, all cut and trimmed. We have our perfect seam allowances now. So now what we should be able to do is, oh, funny, I was thinking in my head that we were going to be lining up, we were going to be taking, along this line, but that's not true. We're actually lining up along this whole edge here. So we'll be putting one of our long pieces, the 3-inch side, along that edge. And then when we sew it up, it'll be like this. And that's plenty. Look how much it's covering. You'll miss for a couple nights. Oh, you're flying off to Scotland tomorrow. Oh, so fun. Oh, yes, Christmas for the holidays. I forget. I'm so, it's just me and my husband, and we just totally are bailing on Christmas this year. It's horrible. First, you go to the Y seam. Oh, you start at the Y seam and then stop from the beginning, and then the other side to the Y seam and stop. And I began from the other side to the Y seam. Okay. First, I'm sorry, Anna, I'm trying to figure this out. First, I start to the Y seam and stop. Then I begin. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you went from here to here, and then you went from here to here. Okay, well that's interesting. We'll definitely, I think we might try a few different ways of doing it and see what works best. So since I know that these pieces are big enough to sew without really testing, I'm going to just plop them on here right away and get sewing. I don't think we'll run into any problems. I mean, feel free to do the testing still. It is always, it's always a good idea to test, but I'm pretty confident that we'll be pretty good here. All right, so I'm gonna sew from this line here. I don't want to go into the A4 area. I just want to start right at the intersection and back tack, and then go all the way into the seam allowance. Whenever you hit seam allowance, I like going into the seam allowance. So I'm going to just go through all these. I will place them and then sew right away. And again, I don't have right sides or wrong sides on this fabric, so I'm just going to plop it down and hope it works. So I need a little scissors. Here we go. All right, and then I always trim those little bits off so they don't get totally everywhere. And let's just keep going. So here's the next piece. I'm going to just put my little pile of items here. And so some of these we cut a little bit bigger just because it was the excess piece, and I just decided not to cut it down. It doesn't hurt doing a quick flip around. We're plenty good. Oh, Married to a Scotsman, fun. How fun. I hope you have a safe flight and everything and it all goes smoothly. That'll be just neat. Neat to be overseas for Christmas. the second one. We have 8 of these total. Hey, but the B pieces, the B blocks will be done when we're done with this. We'll have to trim them down. Oh, that's good. That's good that you're getting a break, for sure. Oh, there's my iTunes thing yelling at me again. All right. There's this guy. So I think there are only 1 or 2 more blocks before the Christmas holiday break for the Splendid Sampler. I think they're moving the break. I don't quite remember the days for the Splendid Sampler, but I think they're making the break longer. I'm not quite, I'm going to have to look it up again, but I'm sure they'll post something on the Splendid Sampler blog, but we are actually going to be breaking from getting new blocks pretty soon here. So I'm planning on using that as my opportunity to catch up. So I will still be doing these live streams through the holidays. I might take a day off here or there. I'll just let you guys know beforehand. But in general, I'm hoping to keep sewing here and see if I can get a little closer to being caught up. So just FYI. But they will all still be available. And you know, if you need a little break from your Christmasing or holidaying, then feel free to pop in. So these B pieces are great. We just have this itty bitty triangle left to do. Yeah, I'm hoping to catch up. I really, honestly, am not sure, even with all that break, that I'll be able to catch up if I stick to just the evening streams. So I might still, I'll probably still do the Saturday ones too, just those like mini marathons. Because you know, I'm down to, I think, what was it, 13 blocks? I think I'm only 13 blocks behind now, but those blocks happen to be like embroidery and paper piecing and things that might just take like needle turn applique and English paper piecing. I mean, that's going to take a while. So all the things I do have unfinished still are ones that are going to take several days if I just stick to the 1 hour a day. Several days to do. So even with the big break coming up, man, I keep sewing a little too far. With the big break, I still don't know if I'll get totally caught up, but maybe I can get down to single digits. That'd be cool. I don't think I've been in single digits of unfinished blocks for like, oh god, probably months. Holidays are definitely a good opportunity to catch up, though. Or if you're already caught up, you could do a pile of bonus blocks or adapt some of the patterns and make some cute pillows or something. Or quickly finish all your holiday gift stuff. Gift crafting. We only have one more here. Single digits, yeah, never. Yeah, you're getting a later start, right? Right, Susan? Who knows? You might be prolifical over the holidays with the block making. I hope we do get a break from new blocks because I am way behind. Yes, so we do. I know for sure there is a break. I think there's a break from the entirety of like Christmas through the New Year. But I think they're actually adding on to that. So I think it's actually starting a little bit like a week earlier than what their plan was. I'm sure they'll say something about it soon on the blog if they haven't already. I got an email about it. About 17 behind. Susan, that's nothing. That's where I was last week. At 17 behind. But, yeah, so I think they are going to start the holidays a little bit sooner. And I'm a designer, so they let us know that a little early so we can let you guys know. But I have to look at the date again, so I don't have very good information right now. But I'll get some. But yeah, there will definitely be a break. I know that for sure, and I think the break will even be longer than expected, which will be good. Then we can all enjoy our holidays and catch up on some blocks too. Oh, Libby, you're only 5 behind. That's awesome. And 20 behind. You think you'll get there for sure? I don't think I quite made it up to 20 behind. I think I always held it at like 18. There we go. Why is there a break, or I missed the why question. All right, I'm just cruising through here, doing all my finger pressing. So here's one of our bead blocks. So this is technically done. All we have to do on this is we'll trim it down. So I'm going to start. I'll make a pile of the bead blocks separate from the A's, and we'll trim them right away because at least they'll be pretty. We still have we have the couple other bits of the A. So the A has, I think, 2 more segments. Does it have 2 or 3? Just 2 more segments to do on the A's, but you know what? It's going to be fun to make these B's look all pretty, so we'll do that first. And we'll do that by trimming them all down. I'm using the stream to keep motivated until I get all this knitting done. Nice! Still working on Christmas gifts. Yeah. Oh man. It can be a struggle, Canton. Like once you get your crafting where it needs to be on a schedule, then sometimes the fun goes out of the crafting a little bit. So you gotta use like tricks to keep motivated and stay with it and stuff. That's for sure. So I have a confession. I have not thought about Christmas presents at all yet. It's so horrible. I can't believe it. Like the like ship date is like coming up for final shipping of gifts need to be out, and my husband and I haven't thought more than like 20 minutes on it. We had a little discussion about it and couldn't decide on anything and haven't talked about it since. It's so bad. Knit a temperature scarf next year. Oh, the bow block. I have not worked on that one for a while yet too. I did one of those little bow segments, but that's the only one I've done. So that's definitely on the list of need to finish bits. All right, here's the last piece, pressing. So now let's trim. Let's trim those bead blocks. And you know what? I said I was going to organize these, but then I didn't. I just kept stacking them. So here's an A. We'll put them this way. All the A's can go together. All right, there should be B's because there should be 4 of each. B, 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 B. Okay, so to trim these, what we're gonna do is we're gonna ignore pretty much this seam allowance guide, and we're gonna use these interior lines, which is the actual shape of our object. we're going to use those as our guides, and I'm going to take a ruler and I'm going to place my 1/4 inch on that line so I can get a better 1/4 inch than just this guide, that little paper edge. Oh, how to make the pom-poms. Oh my gosh, I have this cute, super cute book that I got when I was in New York over the summer. There's this cute Japanese bookstore there that I love going to. Kinokuniya bookstore. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's a big bookstore, but I got this book on making pom-poms. But you can make like all these animals out of the pom-poms. I kind of want to do a live stream where we test it out. I got a pom-pom maker, and I know you don't need a pom-pom maker to make it, but that's what they used in this book. And oh my gosh, you can make like little parakeets and teddy bears and all that, and I thought that'd be fun to try out. So maybe over the holidays, maybe we'll take a day, or like, one of these evenings, and take a break from the Splendid Sampler, and maybe try and make one of these pom-poms, because it's been sitting out the book and just staring at me. I've been like dying to get going at it. All right, I'm going to just cut these little tick marks out of there. Sometimes it's easier to match up when you do these little tick marks out of it. So for these, I'm just using the paper as a guide. Oops, I missed it. There we go. Okay, so here we are. This is one of our B pieces. Oh, did I do the orange pieces yet? So no, on the A pieces, I still have A4 and A5 to do. But so we just did A3 and B3, but B3 is the last one on the B blocks. So I thought I'd trim them right away. So here we go. This is what it will look like before we sew it to the A piece. So yeah, we can flip it around here, and it'll sneak in. It'll be something like, I don't know, something like that when we're all sewn together. Yeah, like that. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. All right, so let's cut the rest of these out, and then we'll move on with the A's. I'm just making the B's pretty while we have them here. Then we can set them aside and be out of our way. It's just nice to clean them up when we're done right away. Trim them. Oh, thanks. Yeah, we picked the colors out. What was it? 2 nights ago, and man, that took the whole entire time to just pick colors and color code everything and do all of our prep. But I think it's been so helpful having that color guide with our little swatches and putting colored pencils on these pieces, the pieces that we're actually sewing to. For me, it made me feel better, at least. It made me feel a little bit more in control, I suppose. Especially since, I'm doing this in the evening here, and my brain isn't always 100%. You would never make pom-pom animals? I'll have to, I'm going to have to break out that book, because they're so dang cute. They're just the cutest thing ever. It would be so fun on a little hat. Or on anything. I think in the book they made a whole pile of stuff out of it. Like, they made pins out of it and out of little pom-poms and all sorts of things. Anyway, they were pretty dang cute. But yeah, I've been waiting for an excuse to do it, but we've just been doing the Splendid Sampler so much that we haven't been able to fit in any more crafts. But maybe over the holidays, I'll just take a break and do it, because it's just too cute. And I've been missing yarn. I haven't broke out yarn for any projects lately. We've been doing all this sewing, which is great, but man, every once in a while you just get a hankering for some yarn, and I just need to do something with yarn. Like I usually pick a crochet project or a knitting project, but maybe we'll just do this pom-poms. Maybe just doing one of these animal pom-poms will get the yarn out of my system again for a little while. And then we'll be good to go back on the Splendid Sampler. I don't know. We'll see. but they are really cute. I'll have to, I think I showed the book once before, but I'll have to run and get it here, maybe. All right, one more piece, and then we are done with the bees. Your table is covered with yarn. Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, I haven't knit or crocheted or anything in a long time. In in days. You know what? I'm gonna run. I will be like literally 4 seconds, but I'm gonna run and get this book. It is so cute. I want to show you guys. Okay, so here it is. Like, look at these pom-poms. They're so cute. Like, look at this lion. It's made from, it's just a pom-pom. A sloth, like a little fox. So, I don't know. Oh, look at him. So, oh yeah, so I showed this, I bought this in July, so I probably showed it in July, but I have not made, oh my gosh, I should do a kitty. I have not made a single thing from this yet. But, oh, look at them. But maybe we'll do one of these over the holidays, because why not? Like, oh my god, look at all of them, so cute. But, so the only situation is that the instructions are in Japanese. So, like, here's the guide. I mean, that one looks really difficult, but, like, here is their guide for using the pom-pom maker. So you, like, wrap a little bit of pink there, and then you wrap a little bit of white, and then you wrap a little bit more white, and, black around this part. So it's kind of crazy. So we're going to have to kind of look at these and follow kind of where it says to put yarn. This is like a cross section. So if we cut it in half, this is what it would look like. And I think the farther it gets out to the edge, the further away from the center it gets. So like, look, the nose, this pink and this white is right on the center. So that nose and the white is in the center. But as it gets fatter down here, and here it gets a little wider, they get further and further out from the ball. I think that's kind of the mechanics of it all. But then you kind of carve it down until you get like the right shape all the way around. But anyway, so that looks like the general idea. But yeah, so I thought, we could give that a try. So I'll leave that book out, and I think over Christmas we got to do one of those, because it's just too silly and too cute. And I've been, like I said, I got that book in July, and hello, I have not made a single one of them yet. That's just sad. I did purchase some of those the puff ball, or the pom-pom makers. I did get some of those. They're like by Clover or something. Some pom-pom makers, so I could give it a try, but haven't done it yet. I think we'll test it out here. Make some crazy little kitties or something. I'll just see what an easy one is, and then we'll start there. I'll have to find some pretty yarn too. But yeah, I think that'll be fun. All right, we're getting these blues done. So I think let's try and do one more. Well, it might go faster. I was thinking maybe we only have time for one more. I did not make anything. Oh no, the sheep out of my yarn. No, I have that knitting project of the sheep that I got at the same time. I haven't made that either. This is this literally right now, these evenings when I'm doing these live streams is the only crafting I've been doing. Is just these streams. I haven't fit in any personal crafting yet, so I have not started that little sheep or anything, and it's so sad. I need to get making more, but I'm happy that I at least have these evenings that I can craft with you guys. Otherwise, I'd be super sad. But all right, here are our bee pieces. Oh, look at this little apple that got snuck into there. That's kind of fun. So here we are. They are ready to go for when we have the A pieces complete. So I'm just going to get them out of our way here. Oop, missed one. Come here. But no, I want to make that sheep. So I got all this really pretty wool from Pearl Soho, which is an amazing store, yarn store and fabric store, and just general crafting store in Soho in New York. And I got this project with all this pretty yarn, and I haven't started it yet, but I want to real soon here. So, all right. We're on the A4 pieces. Now we're only dealing with 4 pieces instead of our 8, so that's kind of nice. But our A4 is when we're starting to switch up the colors. So if we look at our guide, our little swatch guide that we've made, we are using this, these blue pieces. So that's here. And then this fabric is our crisscrossy fabric right here. So let's look at those. I think I'm going to do it the quick way again, where I just look at the instructions and cut the rectangle. I suppose it wouldn't have to do it that way. Man, we have tiny pieces. Yeah, I think we're going to cut these separately, just because I think I'd like to preserve my fabric a little bit more, and I think I can do that. Like I think I can crisscross them a little bit. Yes, the Splendid Sampler took control of my craft world for sure. It really did. Oh, you know what? First of all, we got to do our postcard technique. Like, how am I going to fit this on here? It's because I didn't do the postcard yet. I don't know where I'm going yet. So I'm exposing the A4, covering up everything else that came before. Oh, and since we've been going in this seam allowance, we're going to have to pick up this seam allowance here too, or this little piece. I'm just going to cut through that. All right, add a quarter. Look at all this that we're cutting off. See, doing that rectangle, we did, waste a little bit of fabric, but I am perfectly okay with that for piecing. All right, got that piece trimmed down. Let's do the other 3 quickly. Yeah, I think we'll have time to finish these A pieces, and then, these A4 pieces. I think we might have to do that those little center areas. I think we may have to do those tomorrow. So we'll do those tomorrow, and we'll start those Y seams. All right, 2. Third one. Pop that seam out a little. Little piece. And one more. Okay. And that is that. So let's take a look at these letter A4s. So I'm gonna grab my pieces from wherever from here just to preserve the fabric a little bit. So I'm putting the right side down, and I'm gonna line up a straight edge. Let's see what would be good. Let's try and use up this area over here. So I'm aligning that fold with parallel to one of these straight edges here with our generous seam allowance. You felt like stopping a bit ago. It had so much done. Yeah, I know. That's kind of how I felt towards the beginning of it. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's such a big project. But, we're practically through now, so I don't know. I'm happy that I stuck with it now. All right, I'm cutting out my generous seam allowance shape here. And I think I'm going to just match it up right away. Let's trim that. All right, so this should work just fine. Let's do a little mini test. Yeah, plenty good. So I'm going to just leave that there, and we will get the other ones prepared. So that guy's all ready. Let's do the other one with this fabric. So let's lay it up against a straight edge again, without wasting very much fabric, hopefully. I wonder if we can get it out of this area that we just kind of trimmed. Yeah, for sure. So all I need, though, is a straight edge to start out with. So let's just trim off all of this. And this will be our straight edge. And so let's line that up. So we have our generous seam allowance there. And I think I'm just going to loop around like this. We'll just get out of my way here. We'll just go like that and call that our piece. So right sides together. And that should do the job here. Oh, I could do that. That would be smart. Use the piece I already cut as a template. Yep, I could do that for sure. So I could actually do that now too. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna set this one aside just because I have it placed. But for this one, I'm gonna just double it up. We have. Oh wait, but I wanted to try and get it out of a smaller piece because we really don't have a lot of this fabric. So I was gonna do this piece up here and try and sneak. How do we do that? Sneak this one in. I don't know, kind of like this maybe. I don't know. Let's. Maybe I should just double it up and be done with it. Let's do that. I'm just going to go like that, and we will cut both pieces at once. I'm going to use this side as my straight edge. Using that fabric, and we'll just trim it out. Generous seam allowance this way. I think I'm going to just cut straight up. There. So there, we got two pieces out at once. And here's my little sad piece that all I have left of this fabric, but that's okay. We're using up fabric. So, but here's where I'm going to confuse myself a little bit, I think, because I got to do right sides together, but this doesn't have any right or wrong sides, so I have to remember what it was, and I think it was like this, yeah. So when we flip it, it'll be across all of it. Yep, so that piece looks like it's positioned okay, and our last one, we should just meet it up the same. So this one had a little nick out of it, but I don't think it's gonna matter for us. There, that looks right. Okay, we are ready to sew all of these, so let's do that up quick. If I use up all the fabric, I can get more fabric. That's true. So it is completely my intention to use up all the fabric. I think I'm going to, I've been saving all the scraps, and I'm going to make some like fun little scrappy fabric out of that to use as other blocks, I think. And I'm also going to, I think for the back of my quilt, I am going to try and use up every piece of fabric I have left over. So if there's fabric that I've used in this Splendid Sampler, if I have some left, like even if it's a little piece or if it's a big piece, I think I'm going to use it in the back of on the back of the quilt, because why not? That sounds like a good spot for it, I think. Then it can all live together. Or maybe do like some little pillows or something out of it. But I do want to use it all. Oh, look at my bobbin's gone. Oh man, we have to wind some bobbin thread quick here. Well, that'll put a crimp in our timing tonight, but it'll make things go better tomorrow, I suppose. So let's wind a bobbin quick. Bummer. I don't think I have another one of these bobbins. So, alrighty. We have a little detour tonight. Empty bobbin. So, if I was smart, I'd wind a whole pile of these all at once. But, oh well. I guess I'm not that smart. So, here we go. Here's the bobbin. I'm going to scoot you over to there. Alright, here we are. So I always stick the thread up through one of these holes. I don't know if that's what everyone else does. Pop that on. I gotta undo my wheel so that my needle's not going up and down the whole time. And here we are. I'm just holding down the thread. I still have all my painting stuff in the corner down there. I haven't cleaned up any of that yet. This Aurifil 50 weight really does hold a lot of thread on the bobbin though, so that's kind of nice. Alright, there we go. Let's tighten this again. Oh, you guys, I have one other detour that we're going to have to do tonight too. I finished my first loaf of bread. So over yesterday and today, we made the bread, and it turned out okay. I mean, it looks like bread, and it's a little airy in the middle, but it's still pretty dense. I guess one of the blogs that I read, you need to let the yeast like mature a little bit more. Like you can make like sourdough with yeast that's just like 5 days or something old, but it works best if it's like 6 weeks old. So I'm gonna try and make it again. Keep my yeast sourdough starter that I'm making, keep it up, and then try it again later to see if it works better. But it was super fun. It smelled like bread in here today. It was pretty awesome. I think this is the Dove colored of the Aurifil. Let's see. I'll bring it down here. It is like they don't do a good job at the number or at the naming, so I honestly have no idea which part on here is the color. Isn't that funny? Oh, probably this. Probably GR30. My guess is that's like gray number 30 or something. Oh, you bought one of those bobbin winders? Yeah, I should just I should really wind like 4 of these of this gray since I've been using it on the Splendid Sampler, but I don't know. Well, just take time to wind it. That's fine too. All right, let's get these other guys done though. $26.06 is the color? Okay, funny. Yeah, I have no idea how that works. I'm pretty new to Aurifil. This is actually the first piecing I've done with it. So I don't quite know all their systems of doing things yet. So if that is the color is the 2606. Okay. Good to know. All right, 2 more pieces. Yeah, and then I think we'll leave. We'll press these tonight yet, but I think we'll leave those little center pieces for tomorrow. So we'll have one more little piece tomorrow, and then we will start on the Y seams. because I wanna get working on those Y seams before New Block Thursday. There we go. Last one. Your machine is happiest when you use Orfel. That's cool. I know a lot of people really like it, and so far it's been good for me. Alright, let's press these, and that will be that. Alright, up to the ironing board. Oh yeah, then I gotta show you the bread. I might have a little bit more tonight. We ate a whole loaf already. They're pretty small, but I don't know. It was pretty fun. Made yeast out of the air, which is pretty crazy. All right, there. Now we can start. So we're starting to get a shape. So we have one fully formed shape on our A block. So that's pretty cool. It's always neat when you start to see things develop with paper piecing. That is a fully white piece. All right, two more. Man, it is nice knowing though. You know, we did the paper piecing where we do them all at once, like we're doing all the similar pieces all at once. It is cool knowing that we're practically done. We don't have to do each of these pieces by themselves. And now that I'm thinking about it, when we do, yeah, eat the whole loaf quick. When we like one of these Saturdays when we try and catch up on stuff or during the holidays, we'll head back over to like the bow block and the balls in the air block. I think this is going to be the method that we use for that, where we do all of the similar pieces all at once, because you know what? It just feels like we're getting more done. It feels good knowing that, oh, hey, we almost have all of the segments done, not just this one, so that's kind of nice. So, alrighty, here is, you know, all those pieces. We have the two different ones going on, so let's see if we can kind of start seeing what this will look like. So, how is this going to work? Yeah, like that. So one of these guys will go about right there. Oh yeah, we're making these little diamond things. So let's play around. Let's see if we can get this looking like something. A piece and another B piece. Go like that. All right, so that'll be one of these blocks, kind of like that. And all right, what's next? This one would be down here. All right, kind of like that. More like that. Tuck him under. There we go. All right, it's starting to develop. We're starting to see it here. And then this one would go like that. Okay, it's looking like something. That's pretty cool. And then we'll have like that tiny little bit of yellow and this orange in the middle there. But that's it's starting to look like something. I like this whole this red border is kind of cool. I think this idea of this square, like this thing popping out of this square, is cool. And this white, the white will look, once we have it all sewn together, that white will, I think, look like a square too. So that's cool. It's going to look like a red and a white square with this blue thing kind of popping out of it. Kind of like a little origami box almost. But I'm digging it. It's starting to look like something, which is pretty neat. So, all right, guys, I'm going to flip you around, and we will call it an evening here. All right, guys, thanks again so much for coming in. Again, we have the B blocks done, and I'm excited. It's actually starting to look like something. So we'll get this, we'll get to the Y seams tomorrow. It's still up in the air tomorrow, though. My parents are coming up, and they'll be here for a few days. So what I'm doing in the evenings might be questionable, so I don't know. I'm going to try and be here every night, but we'll just kind of play it by ear. But I'll get back in here for sure. And I'd like to finish those center squares on here, and get these guys sewn together. I don't know if we'll be able to do all of the Y seams at once, but we'll get there. So all right, guys, this will go on Penguin and Fish Movies, and it will stay here on Facebook at Penguin and Fish. Oh, yes, and I will, here, you guys want to see the loaf of bread? Let me see if I can take you guys off of here, and we'll go in the kitchen. All right, so I'm going to flip you guys around again. Here we go. So here is our little kitchen. There's all my painting stuff on the floor. But there we go! There's the loaf of bread! It's like totally bread. But there we are! I think I'm going to eat some of it and go to bed. So, all right, guys. All right, that's all. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks again for coming in. Good night.